Hello everybody, Matthew Armstrong here on day 92 of this 100-day financial freedom challenge. And you might be wondering, after over 90 days, what else has he got to say, or whatever, what else has he got to teach or value to provide, or tools or whatever? Surely there must be nothing left, right? Each video has been at least 10 minutes or averaging over 10 minutes. And I've actually saved some of the most powerful tools and insights till last. So listen in, here's an incredibly powerful one that I've used to affect a change in many of my clients' lives over the years, and friends and all sorts of people. And it's EFT, emotional freedom techniques, meridian tapping, whatever you might have heard of it over the years called. You might have even tried it. It might have even worked. You might have not tried it long enough for it to work, or the very small percentage of people that it just doesn't work on. But for at least 80% of people, it's very, very effective for. In affecting change both physiologically, biochemically, and also energetically, with releasing blockages, things that are stopping us in life, disempowering beliefs, things like that. Very powerful for changing the mind and also changing the body and freeing ourselves up from any blockages, whether they be in our body or whether they be in our mind. It's all connected, it's all one really. But I first got introduced to EFT back in 2004, and then I learned all about it, did a course from like correspondence type course, and then I went to do a mastering EFT for serious diseases workshop with Gary Craig, the founder of EFT, and I did that in 2005, and ever since then it just blew my mind, because I saw people that were very sick and were getting literally healed within an hour of EFT with Gary Craig doing it. Some of these people might have had ME and they couldn't walk, and suddenly they're getting up, walking around. A guy who hadn't been able to lift his arm past here for I think maybe a decade or something, suddenly after an hour of EFT he could lift it all the way up here. Things like that. They also did some tests, some like scientific tests where there's someone with diabetes and his numbers were way high, and then after some tapping they did another test and brought his numbers down. They also did a live blood analysis with somebody where they took a live blood sample, saw all the cells were all clumped together, blood didn't look too healthy, did some EFT, checked the blood analysis again, and suddenly it was healthy blood, and you could see a very visual difference in it. So that blew my mind and made me a big believer in EFT, and I've used it ever since with my clients, with myself, with people all around me for anything really. It's one of the catchphrases I had is try it on everything, because it can work on so many things, whether it be a physiological, biochemical, or a disempowering belief, or something that's stopping us in our life, a fear, a phobia, whatever. It works on pretty much everything. So how does it work? If you're new to EFT, it works on you're tapping on the body's meridian system, so you might be tapping on top of your head, eyebrow. This is the tapping sequence I use: side of the eye, under the nose, under the chin, under the collarbone, underneath the arm, on the back of the hand, just between the little finger and ring finger, just in that soft spot in there. Those are the points I generally tap on. Sometimes tap on the fingers here as well. And what that does is it balances out the body's energy system. EFT is really a cousin of acupuncture, so instead of putting needles in, you're actually tapping on the meridian points, the energy points around the body, as comes from Chinese medicine and that sort of thing. And the principle of EFT is all negative emotion is a result of a disruption in the body's energy system. So for example, just say we have a phobia to spiders. Maybe it was when we were a kid, a spider crawled up our hand, which happened to me actually. I was sitting down by a river, huge spider just went over my whole hand, and I just felt this tickling on my hand. I thought it was grass or something, and for a while I looked down and suddenly there's a spider completely over my hand. Totally freaked me out. It took me a few goes to get it off, and since then I'd been afraid of big spiders, Anytime I saw a big spider I'd feel this tingling all through my head, because it caused a disruption in my body's energy system. My body would bzzz when that happened. So anytime after that I see a spider, bzzz, that happens, that fear comes, that phobia. I got over it, but mostly got over it. Still don't like too big spiders. Little spiders are okay, big ones, not so fond of them. But I pretty much got over it as much as I wanted to get over it, because that's important. How much do you want to get over it? I don't really want big spiders crawling over me, If it was part of my job, then to have big spiders crawling over me, then I would have got over it completely, because then I've got a reason. You know, if you have enough leverage, enough reason, then you can pretty much get over anything. Understand? So, speaking pretty quick in this one, right? Because there's so much information to give about EFT, and your time is precious. I want you to get something in this. I want you to get how powerful this is, and this could be the one thing that will make the shift in your life that you need to make, that will take away that invisible blockage that's been blocking you, that's been like a blindsiding you all this time. There might be something, and this might be the tool that's going to do it for you. Okay? So we're talking about financial freedom here. So this is how I'm going to, you know, maybe you want to achieve financial freedom, but maybe you've sabotaged yourself so many times in the past because, so I'm going to do an example here, because you don't feel worthy, you don't feel deserving. These are the two biggest things that make us sabotage ourselves. When we just seem to be trying our hardest, but we don't seem to be getting the result we want. Or we seem to just, for whatever reason, just not do it. Or sabotage our results in some way. And quite often because we don't believe we're worthy or deserving of achieving that thing that we want to achieve. And in this case, it's financial freedom. We want to achieve financial freedom. So the reason we're not doing it, maybe we just don't feel worthy of it. Maybe we don't feel deserving of it because of something that happened in our upbringing. Maybe it was something that happened from our religious upbringing. You know, that's quite rife. We're told, you know, in many of mainstream religions that we're not worthy, we're not deserving, and we're miserable sinners. You know, what a load of BS that is, right? But a lot of it goes into the unconscious mind. So unconsciously, even though we know consciously it's a load of BS, we start to kind of believe it, and it starts to show up in our life because our unconscious mind runs our conscious mind and directs our life. Okay, just pause, breathe. And so let's tap on that. We'll tap on it. So we'll start. I'd like you to do this with me, and you'll feel the way you feel now, and then you feel the way you feel in a minute or two after this. So we have our setup phrase, and we tap on the side of the hand here. This is also called the karate chop point. You know, karate chop. If you ever watch Austin Powers, you know, karate chop, or judo chop. But anyway, tapping on the side of the hand where it's fleshy. You can tap with 4 fingers. And we have a setup phrase. You know, so we want to work on reverse the psychology as well. So we say, even though I don't feel worthy or deserving of financial freedom, please say this along with me. So even though I don't feel worthy or deserving of financial freedom, remember the tap, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Take a deep breath in and say that 3 times. Now say that again. Even though I don't feel worthy or deserving of achieving or creating financial freedom in my life, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. I'll say it again. Even though I don't feel like I'm worthy or deserving of creating financial freedom in my life, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. So after that, we'll tap on top of the head, and we'll shorten that phrase down. We'll say, don't feel worthy or deserving of financial freedom. We'll tap on top of the eyebrow, 2 fingers, don't feel worthy of deserving of financial freedom. If you're not doing this with me, it's not going to happen. You know, are you a doer or are you a don't-er? That's kind of a joke. I watched Pain and Gain the other night, or Pain and Gain, new film. It was pretty junk, but there's a guy in it, and he was like running a seminar. He says, "Are you a doer or are you a don't-er?" Pretty funny, you know. So are you a doer or you don't-er? Come on, let's do it, right? So tapping on top of the eyebrow, tapping on the side of the eye, tapping underneath the eye, tapping underneath the nose, tapping on the chin point here. Focusing on this thing right now where don't feel I'm worthy or deserving of financial freedom, tapping on the collarbone point. Don't feel worthy or deserving of financial freedom, tapping underneath the arm. Don't feel worthy or deserving of financial freedom, tapping on the back of the hand here. Don't feel worthy or deserving of financial freedom. Okay, one more time with the other hand. Don't feel worthy or deserving of financial freedom. Don't feel worthy or deserving of financial freedom. Don't feel worthy or deserving of financial freedom. Tapping underneath the eyes. Don't feel worthy or deserving of financial freedom. 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 Underneath the arm. Don't feel worthy or deserving of financial freedom. Back down. I don't feel worthy or deserving of financial freedom. Okay, then we're done. Relax. You can do that a few times, but what you'll find now is you feel a bit different, right? You feel a little bit more relaxed. Probably. You feel a bit more at peace. Probably. It is possible that something's come up there. It's also possible that you've actually awoken some dense emotion that's been hiding back, and that might have come up, and you actually might feel a little bit differently. But most often that will relax you. But if something's really dislodging, you could actually feel more jittery, like something has to come out. And then we can look at other things. Maybe something else come up where you realize why you didn't feel worthy or deserving of it. And then that comes up, and then you can tap on that. And the idea is to get as specific as possible. We're quite general there. And the way I work with clients is we start off general, and then different things come up. I would intuit different things, and they would intuit different things, and we'll get more and more and more and more specific until we get right down to the root of the issue. The very first time when the person didn't feel worthy or deserving, and then we basically tap on that and we dissolve that issue, and then it just lets it all go. And it's amazing when that happens, because we transform. When that happens, we transform, and all the blocks, all the sabotages we've set ourselves up for in the past, all just kind of fall away. And then suddenly it's like we've taken the foot off the brake, and because quite often we're going through life with one foot on the throttle, the other foot on the brake, and kind of burning up, going through. If we take the foot off the brake, then zoop, we just go forward towards our targets, towards our dreams, towards our vision, and just make it happen, So EFT tapping, meridian tapping, is very powerful to unblocking whatever it is that's blocking us, right? Whatever it is blocking us, you just tap on the different blocks, the different disempowering beliefs, the different emotional events that have happened, the different traumatic events that have happened in our life. We just tap on every single one of them, and they also start to go. And it can happen very, very fast. It can happen overnight, or it might take a number of times, Some people say, oh, I've tried that tapping thing, doesn't work. They tap for like 5 minutes, Sometimes, it takes a while to get beneath the hardened shell, the protective shell that's been protecting us from going in there. So sometimes it takes a bit of work to get through that. So, that's a very powerful tool. So go ahead and do it. If you have someone to do it with, if you have a coach, someone who's experienced to take you through it, then you can really pinpoint and get to the root of issues and disperse them and dissolve them, anything that's been stopping you in the past. And if you're someone that's on my team, especially if you're someone who's all in on my team, then I do that for free. When I charge for it, I charge $200 an hour. But if you're actually in my team in Empower Network, then I do it I'll do that with you for free. If you're all in and have all the products, we'll set up a number of sessions for free for that. Anything you need to dissolve, we'll dissolve it and just kind of open up the pathways to get you to financial freedom as fast as possible. So that's just a little insight into EFT, a little insight into meridian tapping. To get the full picture, you're going to need to do more research. You're going to have to learn more about it, maybe buy some books, maybe do some online, or what's better than anything is just getting someone that's already a practitioner to do it with you, getting a coach that can help you do it. That's the most powerful way to do it, and will get you the quickest results with it. So hope you got a lot from that. So remember, if you haven't done so, click the link below, join our team, and then like I said, if you're all in, I'm doing up to 12 sessions. At the minute, that's what I can handle. Maybe a few months down the line, there'll be too many people that can't handle that. But at the minute, for anyone that's all in, I'm doing 12 sessions free of charge. Okay, thanks for watching. Tune in to the next video.